If you've got a pool, you know the routine, right? The endless testing, the cocktail of chemicals, that constant worry in the back of your mind. But what if I told you the way we've all been taught to do this is, well, just plain wrong? Today, we're going to dive into a totally different way of thinking about pool care, one that promises way less work and a whole lot more swimming.
I mean, does this sound familiar or what? This quote from a customer, Joel, just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures that feeling of being completely overwhelmed. You got a pool to relax, right? Not to become a part-time chemist. It's the cycle of stress that so many of us just think is a normal part of owning a pool.
But here it is, the big question that changes everything. What if that whole struggle, all that complexity, is built on a totally flawed idea? What if there's a simpler and frankly a much smarter way to get that perfect pool you've always wanted? See, the real problem isn't just the stuff we do. It's the entire philosophy behind it. The old way has us constantly playing defense, always fighting problems after they've already shown up. But a new approach says, hey, maybe we've been looking at this completely backwards. And this, right here, is the big idea: proactive pool care. It's such a simple shift, but it is so powerful. Instead of waiting for the water to get cloudy or for algae to start creeping in and then, nuking it with chemicals, you create an environment where those problems just can't get a foothold in the first place.
This really lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows the two different realities of owning a pool. Over here, you've got the reactive cycle, this endless loop of a problem popping up, you panicking, and then treating it with a bunch of chemicals. But on the other side, the proactive way is just simple. It's a straight line from preventative maintenance to just enjoying your pool. It's the difference between being a pool firefighter and being the architect of your pool's health. All right, so how does this whole proactive thing actually work? Let's bust a few myths, starting with a big one: the idea that the off-season means you're off duty. So many people think once that cover is on, they're done till spring. And let me tell you, that is one of the most common and most expensive mistakes you can make, especially if you have a saltwater pool. This is so important. When your pool is closed for the winter, unbalanced water can be quietly causing all sorts of damage: corrosion, scale buildup, especially on that pricey salt cell. That out of sight, out of mind thinking can lead to a really nasty and really expensive surprise when you open the pool back up. The good news is, proactive winter care is not complicated at all. It really just comes down to this simple checklist. You're just monitoring salinity, keeping that salt cell clean, and maintaining a basic water balance. Think of these little steps as an insurance policy against huge repair bills. You're not trying to keep the pool swim ready, you're just protecting your investment. Okay, on to the next big idea of proactive care: simplicity. We've all been led to believe that a perfect pool requires a whole shelf full of different bottles, right? You got your algicides, your clarifiers, your shock treatments. But the proactive approach says, hold on, more isn't always better. So take a look at this number, 5+. Any guesses what that stands for? It's not the number of hours you're about to spend working on your pool. Nope, it's the number of different chemical products you can pretty much get rid of from your routine. And this right here is where proactive care starts to feel like a total game changer. This chart shows you exactly how it works. By using a multifunction product like Easy Pool for traditional chlorine pools or Pepper for saltwater systems, you're combining all those separate jobs. Oxidizing, preventing algae, clarifying the water, stopping scale, it all gets done in one simple weekly application. It's about replacing all that complexity with some really smart chemistry. But let's be real for a second. We don't just want a pool that looks good on paper or on a test strip. We want a pool that feels incredible to swim in. And this is where the proactive approach really, really pays off. So let's talk about that payoff. What does switching to this way of thinking actually mean for you, the person who just wants to enjoy their pool? Well, it really boils down to 3 huge benefits: saving money, better comfort, and maybe best of all, getting your time back. First up, your wallet. Scott's experience here is one we hear all the time. When you're using fewer chemicals, preventing those expensive repairs, and making your equipment last longer, the savings really do add up. It's not just about buying fewer bottles, it's about lowering the entire cost of owning a pool. Second, and this is a big one especially for families, is the actual swimming experience. Just like Jennifer says, this kind of system creates water that's just gentler on your skin, on your eyes. No more of that harsh chemical feeling. It's about creating a healthier, more comfortable little oasis right in your backyard. It's like your pool got a health upgrade. And finally, it all comes back to this: time and enjoyment.
Evelyn's quote just sums up the ultimate goal, doesn't it? The whole point of proactive care is to get you out of the pool maintenance business and back to what actually matters, enjoying your pool with the people you love without all the stress. So, the secret isn't some kind of magic potion. It's just a shift in thinking, from reacting to problems to preventing them from ever starting. It's about using smarter products to get better results with so much less work. The only question left is, with all the time and stress you're going to save, what could you do with a pool that is finally, truly, just for fun?